Hello, everybody. Welcome to Real Thoughts with Bob Benham. My name is Bob Benham, and we are here for another episode. How about that? And this week, we have lots to talk about with the wonderful political arguments going on back and forth between our wonderful Democrats and Republicans. Um, I will tell you up front, I am not in either party. I have declared myself a conservative, so I can't vote like in the Republican primary or Democrat primary because there is no such thing as a conservative party, although I think there should be. But so as far as like for myself, I have no affiliation with either party. And I did that because I I believe it's one party, two names. There's too much that goes on where when they come up with this, oh, it's a bipartisan bill. I don't believe that for a second because there's just too much that's with the amount of lobbying that goes on where you look at these bills and you go, what in the world? Uh, I mean, you just look at it and go, who came up with this? Um, there's just too much uh, in there where it's not beneficial for the people of the country. It's beneficial for the people that are the supposed lawmakers. Um, I can guarantee you that there is at least 10 laws somewhere, somehow, that all of us are breaking. I guarantee it. The way they have this stuff set up, I mean, it's up to Congress to make the laws. And I don't understand how all this stuff, like the IRS, can write rules that can be enforced as the law because they've been given the power to write these rules that are under the authority of the law that Congress wrote. Uh, you know, if it was if it was intended to be the law, why wasn't it written in the law? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying, but if they intended it to be codified in the law, it should be in the law. It should not be, uh, codified as like the IRS will work out the details, and then it'll be part of this code per se or per whatever the wording is. But that's how it is all. That's basically how a lot of the laws are done nowadays. So it gives the bureaucrats the power to write all these rules and basically give themselves power to do a lot of this crazy stuff that's going on that make up the rules as they go. And then we're sitting there holding the bag and everybody's going, wait a minute, how did that happen? Um, and it just doesn't make sense. You sit there and go, well, I don't remember Congress taking that up. Well, they didn't. That's because they wrote it into the law that this bureaucrat over here can write whatever rule, and that's now part of the law. and it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, it's just crazy how they're getting away with this stuff. Um, it's like Obamacare. You know, you got a 2,000, what was it, 2,500 something page law. And now when you look at what the law is, it's well over 10,000 something pages because you had all these bureaucrats get in there and write whatever rules that are now part of the law uh, to implement and have be able to uh, put the law into practice. So now, you know, it's just insane. It's absolutely insane that these bureaucrats can do such a thing. Um, so I sit here and just I scratch my head all the time. I got I'm like, how can why do we allow this to happen? And it's to the point where we as a country have allowed ourselves to be regulated and basically overlawed. I know that's not a term, but overlawed to death. Because if you think about it, they write all these laws and stuff. But for all the laws they write, how many do they take away, or how many do they rescind, or how many do they repeal? I don't hear them repealing anything. Um, in fact, most of it just gets added on to what's already there. And so um, it just keeps going. And so, like I said, that's why as things keep going forward, I believe that there's got to be at least 10 laws that somewhere down the line that we're guilty of. Um, it just has to be because there's just too much out there. There's it has to be. It just has to be. Um, so I mean, it's as crazy as that sounds. Um, that's just how things are. I mean, when I was a police officer, um, back 30 something years ago, uh, when I started on the police department, our policies and directives and things like that, when that manual was handed out to us, it was probably maybe a half to a three quarters of an inch thick. Uh, that was all the amount of policies that we had to follow, and directives and stuff like that. And there was even a policy that was in there that stated that we had discretion to on a lot of the stuff that we could follow our discretion and have we had discretion on runs and what things like that. And then it was in the mid '90s. Our department decided to become accredited. I can't remember the name of the. I just remember the. Uh, oh, what do you think? I don't even remember. I don't even know what, but it was called the oh, what do you call it when you the letters that are together? CALIA is what it was called, but credit, yeah, something about accreditation for law enforcement. But anyway, I have to look it up, but they decided the department decided to become accredited, um, and I had no problem with that. I thought that was a really good idea because it was something that was new, um, and it, it was uh, something that I felt that would elevate the status of our department, and it would elevate our status as police officers because now we would be accredited and it would show that we are following a standard set of policies and procedures and things like that. And the I mean, it worked out well for us as a department. Um, and but the only problem was our policies and procedures manual went from 3/4 of an inch thick to about 3 inches thick, and they ended up writing a policy for just about anything we handled. And I mean, it was like you had to memorize step by step by step what you had to do on almost every run or type of run or uh, almost any situation that we had to handle on in patrol. And oh, it made things so difficult for a while, um, because it made us handling a run instead of being on a run for a few minutes or 15 minutes. It took us now half hour, 45 minutes because we had to follow the procedures to the T. And it also took away our discretion. We no longer had discretion. We couldn't go in there and say, well, we're just gonna tell you not to do this, or we need you to, why don't you just go do this and it'll be taken care of, or no, we no longer had that authority. We had to follow a certain procedure, and that was it. And if somebody said, "Hey, that officer, did this," well, did you follow that procedure? Yes, I did. And if you said, "Well, no, I used my discretion," oh, you were in deep trouble, deep trouble, because you did not follow that procedure in that manual. So it made a big difference in changing um, the way we did our job. And like I said, it had its ups and downs, and it had its drawbacks, and it had its pluses. Um, but when it came to like citizen complaints and things like that, for the most part, it helped us because 9 times out of 10 it would be, or actually more than that, it would be like more like 99 or 95 times or 97 times out of 100. It was like, well, that officer did exactly what he was supposed to do. You know, sorry, your complaint's invalid, or the what you're saying uh, has no weight. So it was in that regard, it helped. But anyway, um, back to our wonderful politics now, and the one party, two names thing. Um, it, it goes. I mean, you look at the system today, and what goes on. Uh, it's like the assassination attempts on former President Trump. Man, that makes me mad. Um, I really get angry about that. Um, I've when I was on the police department, I was part of the presidential motorcades and protection details, and shouldn't have happened. Not even close. Um, and I mean, I would be this upset even if it happened to President Biden or any president, because it just shouldn't have happened. It just should not have happened. Period. Um, and for it to happen twice within a 6 week span of time, uh, wow. Uh, but what makes me so mad about it is the cover up, the government cover up, because we have no answers, zero answers about what happened, who was responsible. I mean, absolutely nothing about what happened. And they went into cover up mode immediately. And I saw that start from the moment it happened. And I I can't even tell you um, how mad that made me. Um, and for the excuses that they've made, um, it's just stunning. And now you supposedly have all this congressional investigation and all that garbage. I'm here to tell you right now, this congressional investigation garbage that's supposedly going to happen and all that, absolutely zero will come of it. Nothing, nada. Because our Congress and Senate and all that garbage, when it comes to these investigations, nobody will ever be held responsible. Because in the past, how many times have you ever heard of anybody being held responsible? None. It's all for show. That's it. It's just for show. And that makes me it makes me I mean, I don't understand why we even have a government like this. It's just I have when I went in the Navy back in the mid 80s, I went in under President Reagan. And I was proud to serve under President Reagan. Um, that man was smart. Um, he he knew um, he just knew what needed to be done. That's all I can say. He just knew what needed to be done. Um, and I enjoyed every minute of serving under him. He loved the military, and he was doing everything possible to build up the military. He envisioned a 600 ship navy. We had 400 and I think it was like around 430, 440 ships when I was in, and we were adding ships uh, all the time. And I was like, this is really, really cool. Um, then when President Reagan's term was up and we got President Bush, the first, H.W. Bush, George H.W. Bush, and the moment he came into office, the first thing he did was said, I'm downsizing the military. And I was like, oh, really? And this guy's supposed to be a conservative and he was supposed to, you know, uh, been, all about what President Reagan was doing and all that. And I said, whoa, hold on a minute. And that's when I woke up and said, oh, this is one party, two names. And I I I just kind of just went, this is okay. Okay, we can do this with, and I just started really watching from a distance, and follow. I really that's when I really started um, getting really uh, to the point where I would follow politics kind of from afar. I really didn't get uh, to the point where I'm like, oh, well, I read every day about it to see what these nimrods are doing. Um, but uh, I did get to the point where I was like, okay, wait, what, I'm interested in kind of following and seeing what's going on here and why. Um, and because that was like, wait a minute, he should still be building it up like President Reagan was doing. Why is he doing something totally different? It doesn't make sense. Um, of course, there's always that back deal, dark stuff going on that nobody knows about. That is, it's scary stuff that's happening. Um, and that you always have these, of course, everybody's going, oh, you're a conspiracy theorist, and all that, and then it comes out, and everybody's going, whoa, um, yeah, the conspiracy theorists are going, told you so. Um, yeah, that crap happens. It's happening. Um, and the bad part is we don't have a media. We have a propaganda arm of the liberal Communist Party, called the Democrat Party. They are communist. Have no mistake about that. Every uh, slogan that they use, progressive, forward, moving forward, uh, all that stuff, a new tomorrow, a blah, 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 blah. That is following the communist playbook play by play. That is exactly what the communists have said. You can read about it. It's there. It is there. Read it. It's in history. That is their playbook. 100%. That's what the Marxists said. Read it. That's why I said in my previous episode, we are we are that close to communism in this nation. Barack Obama and Joe Biden have laid the groundwork. If anybody thinks this past term of President Biden was a Biden term, no, it was Barack Obama that was pulling the strings. And it's Barack Obama that's pulling the strings on this campaign with Kamala Harris, because there is absolutely no way that she is running things or is in charge of anything, because she is clueless. 100% clueless. You read her speeches, and they read exactly like what Barack Obama said. There's no difference. Same with Joe Biden. When he was reading his speeches, Barack Obama's. Why do you think, but when Biden was sworn into office, you look at his cabinet members, you look at his White House staff, they were all people that were in the Barack Obama administration. All of them. Because Barack Obama is pulling the strings. Why did Barack Obama have an office in Washington, D.C., two blocks away from the White House? Why would he need one that close to the White House? Why would the White House need to set up a stage across the street from the White House for all these conference calls and this and that and the other? A lot of stuff that just doesn't make sense. My conspiracy theorist? No. I'm just a former cop with a lot of questions. There's a lot of stuff out there that makes no sense whatsoever. That makes me sit there and go, what in the world is going on? I have a lot of, I don't know. I mean, it's just logically and things. I mean, I know a lot. This stuff's not taught anymore in school. It's just, people have lost touch with that kind of stuff, and so it for a lot of like, especially the young people today, they don't understand, and it makes no sense to them, and that's sad. It really is sad. And I know there's, God, countless people out there doing podcasts and all that stuff, and I'm just one person in the millions that are out here just throwing whatever to the wind. I know that. But you know what? I'm tired of the crap going on. I'm tired of watching the nation that I swore an oath to uphold, defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And we have both within our borders right now. We have over 20 million illegal immigrants that came flooding into our country in the last 3.5 years. We have no idea where they are, who they are, what their intentions are. That's an invasion, folks. And the ones that are responsible for that happening have committed treason. And I am not afraid to say that. You read it in the Constitution. That's treason. They allowed people to come in unchecked. Do you think they would allow that many Russian soldiers just to cross the border unchecked? Or that many Chinese soldiers to come across the border unchecked? No, no. But they allowed all these people. And now we got to deal with them. And it's causing a problem. And the problem, I, it's going to get a whole lot worse before it gets any better. And how do you deal with it? Easy. Deport them all. You let the Border Patrol, you let ICE, you let all these federal agencies, you go out there and you let them, if they see one, grab them and you let them lock them up and you let them take them straight to the border and back across. You get that border wall built and you put the agents, Border Patrol agents on that border, and you do not let anyone across. Period. That's how we deal with it. It's a very simple solution. It's not hard. We just have to have somebody that stands up and says, do it. And right now, we have one person running for president that's not afraid to say that, and that's Donald Trump. And that's why the Democrats will do anything to try to stop him from becoming president, including assassination. They've already tried on it twice. And I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least a third attempt. Wouldn't surprise me a bit. This nation is in really dark times. And there's an awful lot of veterans that are that are just like me. They're like, we can't see this happening. We can't watch it happen. And they're so tired of watching it. And they're just waiting for it to go to crap. And when it does, look out. Look out. That's all I can say. And you know what? I can tell you this. The Democrats are right about one thing. This election's about democracy. They're right about that. And saving democracy. It's obvious that they're not the ones trying to save the democracy. They want to tell you that. But they have no intentions of saving the democracy because they're all about communism. 100%. And anything else if you want to believe that rhetoric that they're telling and all that crap, you go ahead and believe it. It's all a bunch of lies because when the crap comes, you're going to be standing there going, whoa. And you know what? I'm going to be laughing in your face. Because you were warned. People tried to tell you. People tried to be nice and tell you. But all you wanted to do was scream and say, we're racist, we're misogynists, we're this, we're that, all that crap. You wanted to make up anything you could. You wanted to divide. You wanted to play all this crappy games. And you know what? When it all comes down and when it all falls apart, every one of us are just going to say, we told you so. At least I am. I don't know what else to say or do. But I'm just going to keep saying and telling you how we needed to get this country back. This is my fight to keep freedom. Freedom of speech. That's the first thing. And I believe 100% plus in the Constitution of the United States. I took 2 oaths in my lifetime to defend it. And those oaths I took to heart, and I still do that today. I might be disabled. I might be overweight. But I am going to do whatever I can to defend it. And I will defend it to my last breath. That you can take to whatever. That's just how that's just how it is with me. And I will fight for my family, my wife, my brother and sister, my nieces and nephews, my stepchildren, my step-grandchildren, everybody, my friends. I don't have very many close friends, but I will fight for them all. Because this country is worth defending all the way to the last breath. Because we lose this nation, there's nowhere else to go. Nobody's going to come help us. Look at these hurricanes that just occurred. How many countries are helping us? How many have you heard of that are coming over to help or don't or sending money or anything? How many? I'll get it right with it one of these days with these cameras. That's what happens when you don't do TV and podcasts and stuff in front of a camera. But I'll figure it out. Nobody cares about the United States except us. We are all we have. Just remember that, please. I had so much more I wanted to talk about. I kind of got off track there. Um, but I hope that it kind of gives you some more of what I believe in, and I firmly believe in. Um, I'm sorry if I kind of get a little bit winded and I might probably get a little boring at times, but there's a lot that I feel needs to be said, and it's just it's comes from my heart, um, and I'm literally burying myself out here. Um, Not many people will do that, but I am. And I hope and pray that it is making some difference Whether it is or not, I don't know. I don't check to see if there's comments. I don't check to see if there's people watching because it doesn't matter to me. Um, it's just this is just something for me to put out there, and I hope that people will check out. Um, and I just hope that it may touch somebody. Um, and if it does, that's all I hope for. That is all I hope for. Um, and there's just so much going on, and this is just me uh, trying to talk it out myself too, in trying to figure out a way of getting through it and dealing with it myself. So it's just that's just how I felt about doing this and getting this podcast going. Um, there's Unfortunately, when I started my website a couple years back, unfortunately, the previous host of the website, what a nightmare company that was. Um, they messed things up so bad, and I lost a lot of material. So I had a lot of posts and stuff that just gone. Um, I'm trying. I've got some of it that I had saved as other files on my computer. And I'm trying hard to find it and get it together. I would love to try to put it onto the current website because this host is much better. It would be old, but it would be posted as something current. Uh, but it may still be relevant. I don't know. I'm hoping it will still reach out. It's going to be as a post of like a Facebook post type of thing where it's written. Please, if you get a chance, check it out. I tried to do stuff while I was trying to figure out how to do something with the video portion, and um, like I said, I've had so much happen health wise. I've been in and out of the hospital a couple times, and it's too much to even get into. Um, but it is what it is. And finally, I'm here and getting this going, and I can tell you that I'm having fun with this. I hope you can see that. So we will get together again soon. And with that, I wish everybody a great day and a great few days coming up. And we will get together real soon. And with that, take care and God bless the USA. Take care. Bye bye.